Welcome back, and now it's time for our press digest, and of course, as usual, for every Saturday morning, Dr. Hala Enara, the political analyst. Good morning, Dr. Enara. Let's first take a look over one of the main banners in Al-Ahram Daily, $1 billion in a new financing project for a private sector. The executive director for the International Financing Agency says to the paper, Egypt is capable of overcoming its economic crisis. $1 billion for the Egyptian private sector within the coming 3 days. And Sahar Nasr says the priority to support sectors of petroleum, electricity, and small enterprises. So this is from where we are going to start off today with our press digest. Financing a mega project, one of the mega projects in the private sector. As we all know, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi have earlier this week inaugurated a number of mega projects.
Yes.
How do you assess the pace of foreign investment and investing in mega projects and the financing private sector by foreign currency?
In fact, I know some people, some foreign investors, who are still complaining that it's not still easy in Egypt. And I don't think the investment law has been issued already. And I hear that there are problems. There are differences between ministries. Every ministry wants some control. If they want investment, it must be easy for people who are coming, foreign investors who are coming from another place who don't know the nature of Egypt, the nature of procedures. You must make it easy for them. You must make it like China. I just come, put my money, and start. But until now, we don't do that. And if we don't do that, there will not be huge investment. There are investments coming, but not the amount Egypt needs, or not the amount Egypt deserves, or the amount compatible to Egypt's abilities or needs. If we need true investment, we must make it easy for foreigners to come put their money in an easy way, start their work, and do their work without any problems, without any obstacles. No one can ask them, go to this destination, go to this destination, what is the permit, they don't know that.
Unfortunately, most of the foreign investors, whenever we encounter one of them, they have the same complaint.
Yes.
The lack of cooperation when it comes to investing my foreign currency inside Egypt.
Yes.
And this is what brings the question in here. What about the latest or the call by President Sisi for the one window decision to facilitate all these procedures for foreign investors?
It's not applied yet, and we have
and also
repeatedly said
the banking
yes.
Procedures.
I think the banking is more easy. The more difficult thing is this one window destination.
Regardless of the investment law, that it seems that it's not going to come onto daylight.
What's the problem? What's the problem to issue this law? What is the parliament doing more important than bringing investment to Egypt? They are issuing laws. Investment law is more important than many laws they are issuing.
Well, the parliament, they have their hands busy with other unimportant law projects that are unnecessary to women's rights, to educational rights.
No. Women's rights are important. Education is more important than
that's
anything.
why they are issuing laws against women's rights. And they are paying dead ears to other important issues like facilitating foreign investment and issuing the.
Are we going back to this Salafi parliament? You talked about this law about women.
It was the same one that was affected by the 2012.
It's worse. It's worse. It's not the same. How do they deprive a woman from her right to raise her children? This right is in Quran.
Right, it's violating Sharia, by the way.
Yes.
And I wonder, how come would it come without the approval of the Supreme Council for Women and Child's Rights and other women civil societies and all that?
The parliament
That's a question that
looks
is being
to be
raised.
separate from society. This can't be a parliament of the people. They are doing things that are completely different from what people need.
Exactly, we're talking about the parliament. The parliament's, functioning overall. I mean, it's an assessment of the parliament.
Yes, there
not
are
about women's legislating the women's laws or family laws.
There are countries where if even 40 people or 50 people apply for some law that serves their needs, the parliament discusses this law and endorses it. And our parliament is working against the people. If it issues just a law, it's against the people. It's against the interests of children. This is the future of Egypt. How can you do that?
Exactly.
How can a child that was raised far from his mother, and the mother is tormented, of course, but the child will suffer all the time? How can they issue such a law? How can they discuss it in the first place?
That's a question that has to be raised to a higher sector, to the parliament.
And I have read that the lady that presented this law has a problem with her son, who is divorced and who has problems with his wife. What's the problem of the whole society to solve her son's problem?
All right, so we move on to Al-Ahram front page, and we read the recommendations of Egypt scientists abroad, investing in the Suez Canal access, the reclamation of lands, and renewable energy, and a scientific city that provides its services for free in Aswan. The recommendations of the conference entitled Egypt Could, for the Egyptian scientists, or Egypt is capable, for Egyptian scientists and experts abroad, paying special attention to investment in the Suez Canal access and increasing the usage of solar energy. And still with the same issue from Al-Masr Al-Yawmin, we read the international surgeon Sir Magdi Yaoub says we're discussing the establishment of a scientific city in Aswan as an extension, the establishment of a scientific city in Aswan as an extension for the cardiology hospital. Of course, I mean, no other comment could be, could give him his right, that particular
He's a great man,
cardiologist, Dr.
Yes.
Sir Magdi Yaoub, is beyond gratitude.
And he chose to be far from the capital to serve the people who cannot have any services, who cannot reach, who are not rich enough to pay for services in the capital. And in fact, people trust him, and he gets a lot of donations because people have trust in him. And we hope that the state makes it easy for other Egyptians to come and help Egypt. And this will bring us back to the investment law and to the laws controlling the work of people coming.
But do you think, Doctor,
from
that
outside
anybody would
Egypt.
think of helping me if I'm not helping myself? People are helping Sir Magdi Yaoub because he's helping himself. In his own right, he's outweighing a whole ministry of health.
But he suffered a lot. Not everyone can stand this suffering.
Of course. No pain, no gain. And from Al-Ahram front page, we read, in response to the statement to the Gulf Cooperation Council, the Foreign Ministry says, we hoped for a thorough reading of Egyptian stance, and Foreign Ministry expresses its gratitude regarding what has been included in the statement of the General Secretary of the Gulf Cooperation Council regarding its support and solidarity with Egypt following the terrorist attack that targeted St. Peter's Church in Cairo. Of course, that's a very important issue.
Of course, this is a matter of sovereignty. And Egypt is not the first Arab country to accuse Qatar of helping terrorists. And it's already known in the whole Arab world and in the whole world that Qatar is paying for terrorists to interfere in the matters of every country. They are playing a role that is not their role. They are not the United States. The United States is interfering, but Qatar is not the United States. They forget themselves. And who are they playing with? With Egypt? Why? What's against Egypt on their side? What did Egypt do to them? And they don't want Egypt even to blame them for the terrorist attacks. They are free to come and finance terrorists and give arms and give every kind of help and intelligence help and the plots, of course. And we are supposed to stand idle and don't say anything because it's in the Gulf. There are countries in the Gulf that helped Egypt, but didn't help Egypt. It's standing against Egypt. It's not understandable why they are doing that. But if they do that, Egypt can respond. No one can blame Egypt for defending its sovereignty, for defending. No one can blame the state for defending this country. We have every right to do this. And will they accept that we interfere in Qatar? There are many Qatari people who are not pleased with this ruling family. Will they be happy if we help them, if we give them assistance and intelligence, information, and many things that can trouble this ruling family? Does this Emir understand the size and the prestige of Egypt?
I doubt he does.
He is playing in Libya. He wants to play in Egypt. They are playing in Syria. It's not only Egypt. And all the Gulf countries know that. They must stop Qatar, not blame Egypt.
They're embarking, they're embarking on a whole damage of the whole region, which is going to fire back at them because they are part of the region.
If they understand, of course it will fire back at them.
And from Al-Akhbar front page, we read more local news. Before Christmas, the engineering authority races against time to conclude the renovation of St. Peter's Church. And Minister of Endowment says the soil of the homeland is sacred. Egypt's Minister of Religious Endowment says attacks on church are an assault on God. And still with the same issue from Al-Masri Al-Yawm, the front page, we read the Christmas celebrations awaits the decision of the Pope. And church bids farewell to the martyrs of the St. Peter's attack. And Ministry of Endowment says the terrorists are criminals. And the death toll from last weekend's bombing of the Coptic church in Cairo rises to 26, unfortunately, after an elderly woman died of her injuries. Egypt's health ministry reported the news on Friday, adding that Odette Saleh Mikhail, 70 years old, was left in critical condition following last Sunday's attack, and she underwent 3 operations. It's so unfortunate, rising to 26. Those innocent people, performing their prayers to God on a Sunday Mass.
And this
unfortunately,
is again,
we only have like 2 minutes, if you like
this
to elaborate.
is against the teachings of Prophet Muhammad. This is against Quran. Who in the first surah, that is Al-Baqarah, it ends with, we recognize all prophets, we recognize all religions, and we respect their followers.
And protect them. Protect them.
Did these people read Quran? Do they know what God himself said? Do they know what Prophet Muhammad did with Jews and Christians?
And given the fact that Coptic Christians, Coptic Christians are Coptic Egyptians. They are the foundation of Egypt, ancient Egyptians.
This is their country. And
this is
our country, this is a country of Muslims and Christians. It's not only for Muslims. Those mentally retarded people who say this is a country for Muslims only do not know anything. They don't understand anything. And they cannot do it. They will never be able to do it. Why do they trouble the country? Why do they instigate people and play them against each other? Why do they terrorize people? In our Quran, they say, you cannot kill anybody. How can they do that against Quran? Do they have other religion?
Right, you can say the verses, whoever who kills the soul as if he is killing whole humanity.
Yes, yes. But they don't respect the Quran, they don't respect Islam. They are terrorists working for the interests of foreign countries. They are not working for the interests of their own country. They don't respect anything. they don't respect their country, they don't respect their religion, they are pretending all the way.
Unfortunately, it's time to end the press digest. Many thanks to you, Dr. Hala Enara, for your valuable input today. And I guess we're going to go to a short break and we'll come back resuming our breakfast show, so you stay with us.